Chapter 6. The Burning Pillar Torture. Terribly upset by Daji's illness, King Zhou ordered that the wooden sword be burned at once. Daji recovered rapidly and continued to lure the king into feasting and merrymaking with her day and night. Master of the Clouds did not return directly to Mount Zhongnan, but remained at Zhaoge to observe the situation. He soon caught sight of the spectral light soaring up again into the sky from the king's palace. I tried to save the Shang dynasty, but it's by fate that the sword was turned into ashes without fulfilling its purpose. He thought. The causes are rather complex. First, the Shang dynasty must come to an end. Second, the Zhou dynasty's rising to replace it. Third, immortals will meet with disaster. Fourth, Jiang Ziya will enjoy worldly glory, and fifth, gods are to be created. What can I do about it? I might as well leave a poem to tell the people what'll happen in the near future. He took a brush, dipped it in ink, and wrote on the wall of the observatory in the busy marketplace, "A lascivious specter holds sway in the palace, while sacred virtue flourishes in the West Land. Ere many years will pass, Zhaoge will be stained with the blood of war." When finished, Master of the Clouds returned straight to Mount Zhongnan. People at once gathered round the wall, but no one could understand what it meant. They were still debating and deciphering when Grand Tutor Du Yunxian came over on his way home and read over the poem from his saddle. He knew immediately that the poem must have been written by the Taoist, and though he did not understand every word of it, he agreed that a lascivious specter was occupying the palace. To have spent nights recently observing the heavenly bodies, and noticed that an ever more powerful spectral aura has been enveloping the palace. This is a bad omen, a warning of the disaster to come. The king pays scant attention to politics, and his unseemly behavior causes heaven to worry and people to grumble. We were so kindly treated by the late king that we cannot sit back and simply watch the situation develop. I must write to the king, and make it on behalf of the people and nation, as I've got nothing personal to gain. He decided. He spent the night writing this report. He showed it to Prime Minister Shang Rong the next morning, asking him to present it to the king in person. I cannot disregard your report, but the king's failed to appear in court for many days already. It'll certainly be difficult for your report to be transmitted to him, but I'll try to see him in his residence. Shang Rong reassured him, and immediately made his way through the Grand Hall, the Celebration Court, the Hall of Ceremonies, the Hall of Clemency, and the Central Palace Tower to the Fairy Longevity Palace, where he was stopped by the royal guards. Prime Minister. This is the Forbidden Court where His Majesty lives. No intrusions permitted. I know that well. Would you kindly tell His Majesty that I desire to see him? A royal guard entered the Fairy Longevity Palace, knelt down before King Zhou and reported. Prime Minister Shang Rong asks to see you. What could he possibly want? Admit him, since he's an old minister and has served 3 emperors in succession. Shang Rong came forward, knelt down on the steps and said, Your Majesty, what urgent business brings you to my inner palace? The chief official of the observatory Du Yunxian discovered last night that your palace is enveloped in a spectral aura, and is afraid that the state will suffer from some unexpected disaster. He's served the Shang dynasty loyally since your grandfather's time and wouldn't be put off. Besides, the ministers have been fretting over your sustained absence from court. Offending your dignity today, I risk committing a capital crime, and having my head cut off by either axe or sword, but I'm not seeking personal gain. I pray that you attend to our faithful advice. Shang Rong said boldly, and submitted the report. King Zhou placed it on his desk and began to read. It ran, The chief official of the observatory, Du Yunxian, ventures to report to your majesty with the end to ridding the palace of specters and demons, and to secure peace and blessings for the nation and the people. As we know, good omens appear when the nation is enjoying progress and prosperity, and specters and demons appear when the nation is about to collapse. While making my observations at night, I was astonished to discover that the royal palace is covered by an aura of specters and demons which pervades every court as well as the royal residence. When you made your appearance at the Grand Hall several days ago, a Taoist presented you with a wooden sword to help you exorcise the specter, but you had it burnt, which only served to intensify the aura. You disregarded the Taoist's warning, and the spectral aura has grown stronger and stronger, until it can now even be observed in the ninth heaven, suggesting that woe and calamity will soon plague the nation. I have given this matter careful consideration. Facts show that ever since Su Hu sent his daughter to the palace, you have ceased paying attention to your administration, and your desk has become covered with dust. The steps before the Grand Court are overgrown with weeds, grass, and slippery moss. While the ministers await an audience with your majesty in vain, you are taking pleasure in a woman. This has created a gap between your majesty and the ministers like the sun being covered up by floating clouds. I venture to present this admonition, irrespective of punishment by axe or sword, as my obligation to your majesty. Though he speaks the truth, my Lady Su nearly lost her life the day before yesterday, and she was saved when I had that wooden sword destroyed. The king pondered. But here again, this fuss over the spectral aura. He turned to Daji. Du Yunxians sent me a written report about the palace being haunted by a demon. Do you know what this is all about? At this, Daji fell at once on her knees. That Taoist is a sorcerer. He spreads rumors about a specter and throws the nation into confusion. Du Yunxian cooperates with him, and must be one of his accomplices. People are innocent. They're gullible and easily disturbed. I ask that such rumors be suppressed, and anyone spreading them have their heads cut off. Daji begged the king. You're right, my beauty. Give my order to stop this rumor at once, and Du Yunxian be executed in public. You can't act like this, your majesty. Du's a loyal minister and would willingly sacrifice his life for the benefit of the people and nation. His heart's in the right place. As an observer of heavenly phenomena, it's his duty to tell you the truth. Shang argued, warning. But if you repay his loyalty with death, your officials are bound to uphold his innocence, and you'll be criticized for your cruelty. I implore you to pardon him. You don't know, Prime Minister, that if I don't cut his head off, more people will invent stories and disturb the people's lives without an end. I must weed out such threats. King Zhou then ordered his attendants to escort Shang Rong away from the palace. Back at his own office, Shang Rong met Du Yunxian, waiting eagerly to learn of His Majesty's response to his petition. Before long, the king's guards also arrived with the following order. Du Yunxian has committed the serious crime of deceiving the people by spreading rumors about specters. For this, he shall be punished with death and beheaded at once according to law. Without further delay, the royal guards removed Du's coronet and red robe, bound him with thick ropes and iron chains, and dragged him off to the palace gate. On the way, however, they met an official dressed in a scarlet robe. This was Supreme Minister Mei Bo. When he saw Du Yunxian bound in chains, Mei Bo was bemused. Why are you being treated in this fashion, Grand Tutor? He asked, and when Du told him what had happened, he said, Don't worry, Grand Tutor. I'll try to speak with the king about this. Rushing into the palace, Mei Bo met Shang Rong at the Nine-Dragon Bridge. What did Du Yunxian do to have offended His Majesty? Du Yunxian delivered a written report to the king about the palace being haunted by the spectral aura, but since Lady Su is His Majesty's favorite, he accepted her advice and sentenced Du Yunxian to death. I pleaded with His Majesty to spare Du, but to no avail. What shall we do now? You're Prime Minister, and it's your responsibility to administer the nation in harmony and peace, to put the wicked to death, and to recommend loyal subjects to high posts. You may keep your mouth shut as long as the king acts in an upright fashion, but you ought to admonish him when he acts improperly. Now that he's about to slaughter the innocent, how can you keep your mouth shut, making excuses that you feel sorry and can do nothing? You care only for your own honor and position, and disregard the fate of your colleagues. You cherish your life and fear death. For the good of the country, no prime minister should fear spilling his blood or losing his life. Mei Bo cried out, very angry. Executioners, take no action at present, and await our return." He shouted and led Shang Rong by the arm through the grand hall to the inner palace. They knelt down when they arrived at the Fairy Longevity Palace and awaited the king's permission to enter. Since Shang Rong's already served 3 Shang dynasty emperors, his intrusion into the inner palace may be excused, but how dare Mei Bo ignore the law? King Zhou was displeased when he heard the report of their arrival, but nevertheless, he ordered that both Shang Rong and Mei Bo be admitted. Shang Rong led the way into the Fairy Longevity Palace, and both knelt down before the king. "What do you have to report to me, Your Majesty? May I learn what crime Du Yunxian has committed that you should have ordered his death?" Mei Bo asked. "He conspired with a sorcerer and spread rumors about a spectral aura in the palace to deceive the people and disrupt the peace. An official of the top rank that commits such evil acts should be put to death."